All right, next up on Tuesday night, we've got Louisiana Tech and Middle Tennessee State. Middle Tennessee 3-point home favorites, 54.5 being the total in this game. It's going to be very interesting to see what Rick Stockstill does with the quarterback position here for Middle Tennessee State, because when I look at that Bodiato kid last week, it's time to, I think, sit him down. He's just a turnover machine. That's been a big problem now for him multiple weeks in a row. The turnovers have just crippled this Blue Raiders football team, just committing way too many of them. So do we see maybe DJ Riles step in at the quarterback spot? We haven't had an official decision yet in this game as far as who is going to be the starting quarterback. This is just me thinking out loud that maybe it's time to make a change here at the quarterback position if I'm Middle Tennessee State. But there is no doubt the last couple of games have been rough for them. 31-10 beat down against Western Kentucky. 45-30 against Jacksonville State, where Jacksonville State has another one of these massive second-half performances and just looks like a monsoon, and Middle Tennessee State just could not stop Jacksonville State in the second half. And meanwhile, the offense, that's when they turned into just, a turnover machine, and they could not protect the football, Middle Tennessee State. So, 3 straight losses now for them entering this game, not playing great football. They've actually failed to cover 4 straight. Their only point spread cover this year was at Missouri. So this has definitely been an overvalued team. I was disappointed with Louisiana Tech. I took a bite with them at +7 last week against Western Kentucky, and they actually came back to get the push for me because they lost by 7. They had a very good second half, but they had an absolutely terrible first half. They dug themselves a big hole, and then they could not recover. Jack Turner, probably not one of his better games. I still want to see him more than I want to see Hank Bachmeier, quite honestly, as the quarterback moving forward, but definitely not one of his better games. I'm not laying points with Middle. I'm not. Right now, I can't. They're not playing well. Do I want to go back to the well with Louisiana Tech again? That remains to be seen, but it's Louisiana Tech or nothing for me. As far as the total goes, 54.5, 53.5. We've seen some shootouts with these two teams, and we've seen some low-scoring games with these two teams. So kind of feels like it's one of those games could go either way totals-wise. What do you think here, C-Mac?
Yeah, I mean, that got a shootout last week, which I didn't see. And Middle Tennessee, to be at home up 23-7 and just blow it in the second half. It looks like a totally different team, especially defensively. And you mentioned the turnovers. I think that's big for both these teams, both quarterbacks. Turner had a few as well. I think whoever, doesn't have these horrible mistakes, this team's in it. I still lean over, especially if this drops a little bit more. La Tech's just playing a little bit slower. They're not kind of that up and down points team last year. That was definitely a dead over. They played a little bit lower to unders, but I think this could get over the total. And it's just with these bad teams in the middle, it's like the halves from one half to another. It's like, what are we getting? Because La Tech just got ripped and looked like a different team the second half, try to come back too short, and they don't get it done. But I'd be on La Tech. There's right now, Middle Tennessee, even at home, I don't think they should be laying 3 points. So I grab La Tech.
And if it's a Bodiato again, I'm probably going to move on Louisiana Tech because I've seen enough. This guy just cannot value the football. He's just making way too many mistakes right now, and it's costing his team. But again, I still got that feeling we just might see a quarterback change this week. But again, we don't know that as of this recording.